Welcome back, and it's now time for your money. And before we have our studio discussion, let's meet a businessman who opened an ultra-modern wine shop called Nice Digital City, which is a modern facility with petrol stations, supermarkets, merry-go-rounds, and all sorts of conference halls. Now, revelers from Nairobi to Embu to Tharaka Nithi basically meet here and purchase their goods. He says that this has created job opportunities for over 200 youth, and now investing in a new center. Let's watch.
Mimi director Nice Digital City ambapo iko tarafa ya Moya, Kirinyaga County. Pia hapa tuko nimeweza kabisa kusaidia kumbinu nafasi za kazi. Nimeajiri wafanyikazi wengi zaidi ya 200 ambapo hata wakulima wameweza kujisaidia pakubwa. Mboga wanalima na matunda na kuku na maziwa. Nimeweza kuwasaidia pakubwa kuhusu mambo ya president ligaze zake zile big four. Nimeweza kusaidia pakubwa sababu value addition wakulima huwa wanapata hapa. Pia huwa napata customer wengi sana hapa Nice Digital City sababu tuko na vitanda 120 za kulala, conference hall, swimming pool, fun park na pia petrol station na chakula nzuri ambapo hapa tuko Nice Digital City. It is the biggest stopover in East Africa. Kwa hivyo mara mingi watu wengi huwa wanategemea wasimame Nice Digital City ili wakule na wakunywe ili wambreak safari yao wakitoka Meru Nairobi ama Nairobi Meru, sababu hapa ni halfway. Watu wengi wangeamini na wangekumbali. Kulikuwa tu mashamba ambayo ilikuwa grazing land ambapo nilibandilisha pakubwa kukawa at least watu wataweza kufurahia pakubwa. I really changed this place na ninafurahi sababu nilifungua eneo hii zaidi sababu wafanyi biashara wengi wameweza kuja kwenye Nice Digital City hapa.
All right, and well, that ushers in for us to have a conversation on your money. And joining me this morning is Grace Wanjiru, who says you're actually neighbors with the gentleman there.
Yeah, from my shags.
From your shags, yes. So he's familiar. But Grace Wanjiru is the CEO for Kodi Kodi, and we're going to be unfolding what Kodi Kodi is. Basically, Kodi in Swahili is rent, and that's what we're going to be talking about, an ingenious idea that you've come up with. But before we even get to that, tell me a little bit about your story, Grace, and how you started this company known as Kodi Kodi.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here. Kodi Kodi is how I started. Yeah, let me start from there. It was a time where I found myself not able to pay my rent. And it was after a period of time where I had been paying rent for quite some time at ease. So at that particular time, I felt like I'm not able to account for what I had paid before. And I was like, how about if someone had a product that would actually make you feel that wherever you put your money in terms of like making rent, you can account for it. You get? Yeah, and basically I keep on saying I'm happy to share my story because I know it's for someone out there. I keep on saying it came from a very hopeless place, but I'm glad that I was able to pick up something.
Okay, I read your story earlier on, and basically you had been paying rent, you had a good job, but
yes,
you know, life happened, and at some point you started off a business which didn't take off, and you found yourself being kicked out of a house.
Yes.
And I know many people can identify and possibly, you know, relate to that.
Yeah.
And that's where the idea came from. But one of the things I think I picked from your story is the lesson that you learned. At some point you were paying 50,000.
Yes.
Comfortably.
Yes.
But you never, at that point, thought of converting that to own a home.
Yes.
So what is it that made you get to this point where you thought, wait, that 50,000 could have actually been adding up towards me owning my own home?
Yeah, actually, my thoughts were if I had spent this money into owning up a property first, for instance, land, probably at that time when I was having issues with my rent, I would have sold out my land and be able to pay for my rent, like be able to nurse my bills. Yeah, and that's when we came up with this product, Kodi Kodi, together with my partner, and we call it a Kodi Kodi journey, where we start from owning up a plot, moving into construction. We call it lease to own for the land and rent to own for the housing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in short, you're almost making what I'd call maybe one of the Jubilee agendas of,
Yes.
affordable housing a reality.
Oh, yeah.
How is that possible? Because majority of Kenyans will agree with me that most of the times you're left with very little in your hands, that owning a property, let alone a house, even just a piece of land, sometimes is a
Yes.
very, very, it's a huge task.
Sure.
So run me through your program.
This is what we say. With Kodi Kodi, the only reason a Kenyan will not be able to own up a property is not because they cannot afford it. It's because they don't want. Where we have a product for the middle income earners, and what we sell at 0% initial deposit, and for the lease to own for land is at 0% interest.
So in other words, they don't need a deposit for
They
me
don't
to,
need a
to
deposit
begin
at
owning
all.
a piece of
Yes.
land. Okay.
So what we have is capital patience. So we go forth and buy the property for you, then we give you a longer period to pay for it. Yeah. So we ask you to do affordable monthly installments. So for instance, if a property is going for 350,000, we ask you to make 15,500 every month for 23 months. So I'm actually giving you an opportunity to plan for your finances, where every month, as I pay my rent, as I do my this, as I do my shopping, I have this amount that I need to deposit to Kodi Kodi. And also, we are allowing people to make daily payments.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
For somebody who
of
might be running a
business.
kiosk or
Yes.
border, you'd
Yes.
still be able to make daily payments.
Yeah, where you make 500 bob every day for 30 days. It kind of comes up to the same amount, which is 15,000, or 31 days, 15,500. So we are here to empower people. We are here to help people achieve that dream, get to their dreams of owning up a property. And I just had, you just read about South Africa.
Yes.
South Africans are struggling with owning up land. Kenyans should know how lucky they are, that we even have freehold land where you own it up and you give it to your generations to come.
Right.
So it's for us Kenyans to actually go for this. Yeah, especially when you have such a company that gives you the opportunity to pay at ease.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've said that one of your theories at Kodi Kodi is that if you don't own a piece of land or if you don't own a house, then it's because you do not want. So what do I need to do for me to qualify to own that land?
First of all, before I forget, we are known for gated estates. And why is because with that, in a gated estate, there are chances of capital gain, because we set it up in a way, we put up the shared amenities. And these shared amenities, this is what adds value into the property. Yeah, so for you, the only thing...
amenities here, you mean electricity, water,
electricity, borehole, we do roads, we do swimming pools, we do basketball pitches, we do clubhouses, and a field for kids to play.
Those sound like very luxurious houses for somebody to be paying 500 a day. Yes. And own one of those, but anyway, we'll get there.
For the 500 a day is for the land. Okay. We call it a Kodi Kodi journey, where you start from purchasing the land.
A piece of land. A
piece of land. This is, we subdivide them into 50 by 100 plots. So you first of all own the land, and then once you're done paying for your land is when now we go into construction. Okay. So you asked what you need for you to qualify. Yes, for us, we are not, my partner and I are very young, and we know what most of us face. For instance, if you're looking for a job, they ask for that experience. For us, as long as you can afford to pay the 500 bob every day, the 15,500 every month, you are in for it. So
minimum is 500 a day or 15,500 per month?
Per month,
That's
yes.
the minimum?
Yes.
No less than that?
No less than that.
Okay, but how do you, as the investor or the person offering this facility, know that I can afford? Because I could say I can afford, but saying and doing are two different things.
One thing I know, for instance, for myself, I cannot commit to something I cannot be able to deliver. You understand? So by the time you come to us and you come and question and you ask questions, you do your due diligence and everything, I believe you've already set up your mind that
You'd be committed.
Exactly. So yeah, we just let our clients be, and it's been a good journey.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at the point where I come and register,
Yes.
Do I need to pay anything, or what is the registration process for me now to begin owning land? Because I'm trying to visualize or imagine that I am owning, or I'm going to own a piece of land or a house eventually,
Yeah.
but I haven't paid any deposit. I mean, that sounds like business-wise, it somehow doesn't make sense.
I know. So let me start with the lease to own. This is for the land. When you come to us, first of all, we always advise our clients to carry out the due diligence to know that the land is right, because for us, credibility is key. Then from there, you sign a sales agreement with us, and then you make your first. For the first month, at least commit the first installment of 15,500. Now, from the second month, you can do daily payments of 500 or more. Yeah, it's as simple as that.
As simple as that.
Yes.
Then at what point do I own? Because
The property, the land.
if I was paying a deposit, there is a legal process where I pay a deposit, then the seller will do an agreement, a sale agreement, which normally, I think the normal is about 90 days, where you now, do the transfer and all that while I'm paying the rest. But what's your arrangement? Once I've paid the 15,000, do I have a document that shows I own a piece of land or a house?
Yes, you sign, there's a letter of offer, and also there's a sales agreement between the client and Kodi kodi. Then once you complete paying for your land, is when now we offer you the title. What we do, we prepare the title before. Like once we started the journey with you, at least you pay the titles are ready. Yeah, and by the time you're getting to the 6th month, you can easily tell what kind of a client you have. But the thing is, for us, once you're done making, by the 23rd of your making payments, is when the minute you pay your 15,500, in about a week, we are able to give you the title. This is why, because we had already prepared the titles.
Okay.
You get. So the only thing that is remaining is to put up your name and a word.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, that sounds very good to the person who's coming to you.
Yes.
But I'm sure you're not Red Cross. You don't have a huge Red Cross written on your gate. So you're doing this for money. So how are you making your money? Because you said you're not charging interest, you're not taking any deposit, yet you're buying a piece of land for me. So how are you making your money?
It's capital. We have patience in collecting. So for us, what really matters is, remember, we are here to solve something. There's a solution.
Solving a problem.
Yeah. A problem of owning up properties and even going into owning up a house. So we've sat down with my partner and we're like, if this land is going, for instance, for the one that you have right now, it's called Mitini Haven, it's going for 350,000. For what period are we able to wait and still make sure that we are not making any losses, or we are not missing out on some stuff that need financial attention? So we have projects running back to back. We have phase 1, people are still making payments. Then we launch phase 2, people are still making payments. Now we launch phase 3, and people are still making payments. So we'll always have a cash flow. So with this, we are able also to put up the amenities and also to attend to our own personal needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And well, that sounds all brilliant. Now, once I have made the payment, what's the period of time between the piece of land becoming a place where I can rent? Because at the end of the day, I also have other commitments. I would like to own a house in the shortest time possible so that I can move in and cut off that amount of rent that I'm paying elsewhere. So what's the period of time between a piece of land and actually moving into a house?
So when the journey gets to getting your title, you've already owned the house. Then if you come to us, we have 2 options. You can build a house for yourself, and
within that plot.
Within that plot, and we can also build a house for you. We assist you get finances for bringing up a house. So we have negotiated for you when it comes to the ease of making the payments. Yeah. So we build the house within 6 months. But you're still making your monthly deposits, yeah? And then now, once you're done building the house, you move into your house, or you use it for other things. For instance, because we're doing it's a proposed holiday home gated estates, you can now give it out, your house, to the tourists, or you can have it on Airbnb, or you can have it for rental, especially in Nanyuki. We're in Nanyuki, and Nanyuki is known for tourists. We also have the British Army. We have
Oh yeah, Nanyuki is a
Yeah.
very fast-growing, city.
Yes.
I was there over the weekend, and I was amazed at how fast it has grown. But what about the question of defaulters? Because again, you have people who possibly may begin that
Yes.
journey,
Yes.
and without any bad intentions,
Yeah.
things may change. Just like in
Sure.
your situation,
Sure.
life happened, and at some
Yeah.
point you couldn't pay rent. Life can happen, and 15,000 can be a tall order.
So what we usually do, if you just come to us and talk to us, tell us that I'm having a problem, a financial problem, and I'll not be able to pay up for this month, and we allow you to take it to the next month, but we have a small fee that we charge, 10%. So out of the 15,500, that is 1,500. If you're not able to pay in 3 months, we give back your money, but we take off 30% the value of the land when you're buying, at the time you're buying. This is because you're also in business,
Correct.
Yeah, and we understand. But we also have another way of helping out our clients who face this. We are able to hold the money for them as a company, and then when we launch another project, we take their finances to that project.
Towards that project. It just gives them a bit of breathing space for them to work out their finances.
Yes, to work out their finances.
Okay.
So they will still come back on board and continue with the payments. But we pray that you don't get
You
defaulters.
don't get to that point, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And that's why we've made it the ease of the 500 bob every day. At least you can pressurize yourself and be able to pay.
Do that. Okay,
Yeah.
and what has been your experience in terms of people responding to this? Because I think home ownership in Kenya is a very emotive issue, just like land. Everybody would like to own, a place, a space where they
Yes.
live and call it theirs. So what has been the response?
I thank God that I have amazing clients. I have different types of clients. I have sorry to use the word, hawkers on board. I have judges on board. I have doctors on board. I have bankers on board. I have students on board. Like, it's been a wonderful journey. I know sometimes people question, is Kodi kodi only for the young? Because when they look at my partner and they feel like it's only for the young people. Yes, but we are able to house everyone. And I'm looking at a point right now. I'm already processing titles for people. The people who came on board and they want to move with us. As we go to phase 1, we go to phase 2, we go to phase 3. They want to have a plot, so they just want to finish. We reward the title and they start on construction. So I'm very excited to talk about my clients. Especially, I could talk about one. There's a girl called Kate Kinya Michael. She's an amazing girl. She's a student in Meru, Kemu, and she's able to. She has a small M-Pesa shop. So every day she puts in 5K.
500.
There's a day she puts in 100. There's a day she puts in 50. That is one of a few. But I have a guy called Titus. He tells me he's a carpenter. He pays 500 bob, 1,000. He pays. He does it, and
it's basically just as your flow of income is coming in.
Exactly. We do not have any limitations as far as clients are concerned. Okay. I have judges who have paid the whole amount together, and they have their titles, Yeah, so.
All right, and as we wind up, Grace, just to inspire and maybe talk to a business person out there who has an idea, but possibly has sat on it, and this is an idea that came at your lowest moment in life, and it was out of situations. Well, they say that need is the mother of invention, but it made you invent. What inspiration would you have to them in terms of that idea and from your experience?
I usually say every setback is a step up. Is a
setup for a setup.
Yes. Step up. So for me, even how we started Kodi Kodi, at first, we didn't have that much to even purchase a big piece of land and go into subdivision and selling. So what we did, we looked for someone to do a JV with. We had the clients, he had the property. So you just start. The thing is, just start from wherever you are at. What are you able to do now? Just start from there. Everything else is just flow. And it feels so good when you watch things grow. It's like something sprouting off the ground, and it's an amazing journey. And I think that way you're able to plan for the future. You're able to also understand the journey of your business. So the thing is, just start. It doesn't matter where, just start with what you have.
All right, final comments, and if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, how do they find you? Do you have a website, Facebook? How do we get to you?
We have a website, which is www.kodikodi.co.ke. We are also on Facebook. You can also reach us on 0700 935 135.
All right.
And we'll be able to attend to you.
All right, thank you very much, Grace Wanjiru, for joining us this morning, the CEO for Kodi Kodi. And because of time, well, they say that time waits for no man, not even kings. And kilicho na mwanzo hakikosi mwisho. Kwa hivyo tumefika mwisho wa kipindi chetu cha Morning Express. But just a few comments of your, well, the question that we had earlier asked you, do you think that we have a strong opposition to keep government in check? And that's basically the topic that we had this morning. Just to read some of your comments. We have Rawlings Joss who says, no, if the opposition chief is in government, then it's no doubt. We have, let me see, Matasa Ibrahim who says, yes, we do. I just don't trust their motive anymore. Michael Marcuson says, you never had a true opposition, only rivals for the same seats in government, but with the same political agenda. Until politics becomes about politics and not about tribes, there is no real opposition. Well, those are your comments, and it is now 10 minutes to 9, so it's time for us to say goodbye. And thank you for watching. Thank you for keeping us company. Always a pleasure to have you on board. Do not switch off, do not turn off from KTN News. We've got News Center, and Betty Kialo is going to take it up from here with more news and reviews. Do have yourselves a great day. God bless.